Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast with me and my other. I took away the word significant because
the host.
I
introduce you.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the podcast with me and my other. Not significant other, as Evie's dumb joke goes.
Because you made that dumb joke when I first said that.
Oh, did I?
You're like, significant. I tolerate Evie.
I've been given the hosting role this week because I had the pen and the notepad.
It's my pen and my notepad. Let the record show it's my notepad.
I also am taking advice left in the comments last week, and I'm not eating on this week's broadcast.
Podcast?
It's not going well so far. I have a place that we could start.
Oh, okay. Lovely for you to bring ideas to the table.
But I do kind of want to run it by you.
You want to run it by me live on the podcast?
Live on air.
Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Evie and Eric take over the podcast.
I'll be honest, you shot too soon on that one. I had that coming after this thing that I was about to do. So.
Oh, I thought our cold open was running for a little too long.
No. This is like an SNL sketch. We were going to get a whole scene in first.
Okay, go for it.
Can I address how you woke me up this morning, or is that something that you want to keep behind the paywall?
You really want to expose me like that?
I mean, this is why
I said... Since you have brought this up, everyone's going to wonder, what the hell if I don't share? And their mind will run wild to the worst possible ways I could have woken you up. It's probably not at all what they're expecting now. So now I have to say it so that they're not thinking the worst of me.
You don't have to fold to peer pressure.
No, I do. Okay, but remember this for the next podcast episode when I dig up some dirt that I decide to air on the freaking podcast.
See, the problem is that we're also doing the live bit. Because if it was just a podcast, you could cut it out.
I could cut it out, but everybody who's watching our live stream right now, which, by the way, we do our podcast live, if you didn't know, knows and will hear if I do share and cut it out later.
So what's your final answer?
Okay, I want to see how you're going to go about this. So please, tell our listeners and our viewers how I woke you up this morning.
I think it's well documented that I'm Evie's personal service worker during lockdown. Whatever she needs, it's probably easier if I get it.
Especially if it's downstairs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that means that in the middle of the night, if she needs a glass of water, it's harder for her to get her wheelie chair, find a way to get down the stairs, get to the kitchen. So it's usually just, Eric, can you get me a glass of water? So all that to say, this morning, I mean, we went to bed late. Like, we're talking like 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2:30.
And we don't really like shut the blinds. So when the sun starts coming up 4 hours later, we're already kind of half awake. It's a long process. I'm coming out of sleep. And the first thing I see is Evie's face turn to me and say, I think I'm going to need you to get the plunger. I mean, I don't need you to explain it or discuss it. I just want the record to show that I wasn't woken up with a good morning. I was woken up with, can you get me the plunger? And unless you want to speak to your defense, I'm perfectly fine to now move on to the next part.
There's no defense. I had explosive diarrhea and I somehow clogged the toilet.
You didn't need to cover in the show.
And then eventually I left it. And then I went back to see what had happened, if the water had gone down. And it had gone down, and I tried my luck, and I flushed it, and it fixed itself. It unclogged. So then I didn't need your services.
You could have left them imagining anything, but you went and delivered. So...
Left them imagining what? Why else would I need a freaking plunger?
Me and your brother plunged the sink once.
That's not where their mind is going. That is not a sink in the bathroom, and it's so necessary to get a plunger. I was scared that I was going to fall asleep. You were going to just think I left toilet paper in the toilet, and then you would do your business. Who knows what business you're going to do in there? Flush the toilet, and pff, explosion. Okay? I was friggin' eating my pride and my dignity to make sure that I didn't have to clean up a mess. You didn't have to clean up a mess if the toilet overflowed.
Fair.
Plus, I should not have confirmed this when you asked me if you this morning. So guys, this happened at 6:30 in the morning, might I add. So Eric was half asleep because remember, we went to bed at 2:30. So at this point, we've only had 4 hours of sleep. My body decided to wake me up with diarrhea. Eric's body decided to let him sleep.
You are way further into this than I thought.
Anyways,
it was gonna go.
what I was gonna say is at like 10 a.m. Eric asks me, "Hey, did you ask me for a plunger this morning, or was that me in my sleep?"
I needed a couple sips of coffee to bring out this subconscious memory.
And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I asked you for a plunger, but it fixed itself." So
I
now
think-
it's used as sabotage.
I think this transitions perfectly into the next agenda item, which is I have an update on, I think it's from episode 1 of things we've learned about the other person in lockdown.
Wow, bringing up the past.
I mean, it could be a feature. If we're going to have a positive spin on it, I'm bringing back a feature.
I didn't want to make it a trend when I brought it back on the last podcast.
Right. But you just happened to redo things.
Okay.
So do you have one that you want to submit to the
A
feature?
new one?
Yeah. Or am I the only one bringing one to the table?
No, but I'll think on it for next podcast. You
Fair.
get a turn, I get a turn.
I mean, this isn't exclusively a lockdown issue, but I've noticed it more because we've had a car more during lockdown. Your drive-through game is weak.
I knew you were going to say this. I guessed it when we were at Sarah's.
When we approach the drive-through, I'm asking questions as if to get you to begin to think what it is you want. Meanwhile, you're just... Oh, can we silence this? You're away in the DMs, or you're scrolling through Instagram, or you're watching some kind of TikTok gear and not really processing that we're approaching the drive-thru, which is fine. Take your time. But once I'm on the stand and the window is down and can I take your order, you only have the 5 seconds of me delivering my order. And even as we're coming up to the window, you're still sending a text or checking the TikTok. And then the thing that I do not understand is why there's even a debate. Let's say it's McDonald's. There's really only like 2 or 3 things you're going to get at McDonald's. It's like a Big Mac or a chicken nugget combo. Why is there this? Should I get this?
What are you talking about? There's so much more to order at McDonald's.
An A order and a B order. You just pick one and go. No
Maybe
one
you
tries
do.
Something new.
I do.
Oh, this week's the filet of fish.
I do. I'm adventurous like that. Sorry, your vanilla ass can't handle that. Okay.
All I'm saying,
when did I not know what I wanted to order or wasn't ready when you were ordering?
the agony.
I was ready in that 5 seconds every single time. So I'm coming to my defense and calling a bullshit.
The agony of being in the driver's seat, having already delivered my order, and saying, yeah, she just needs a second.
What? How many times have you said that?
When you're sat there stalling, or when you're asking questions like, is there any other flavors of Frosty?
Yeah, I'm
They
allowed.
only do chocolate.
I'm allowed to ask questions.
It's a big sign.
I can't see the sign. Okay, rude boy. And
All I'm gonna say.
all I'm gonna say
is
if
you know where we are going. By this point in your life, you know what Wendy's has to offer. Or McDonald's has to offer.
I don't eat fast food.
This is not a new drive-thru.
I don't eat fast food.
You
so I don't know
could
the menu.
come a little bit more prepared.
How do you know I
when we
wasn't
arrive at-
Googling the menu when you think I'm on my phone doing TikTok?
Because I could see you Googling the hit and run that we were discussing at the time. So
You were equally as fascinated and wanted to know the details for the hit and run. You know what?
yeah,
I'm sure this only happened once, and you're just making it
Multiple.
into this big kerfuffle that is not a big deal. I've
we
definitely
could talk about the Tim
decided.
Hortons breakfast wraps where there was a specific kind, and I'm going back and forth with a woman whether it's sausage or bacon, or is it the breakfast one? Does it have the chipotle sauce on the inside?
I just wanted to make sure she got the order right, because when she repeated our order back to us, she didn't repeat the full thing.
I know, but you got to give them the benefit of the
No benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to fix mistakes before they occur. Okay?
I think now would be appropriate time to talk about Grandma Daycare, which is my savior.
You're savior.
I mean, the conversation so far is evidence that I need a break.
Okay, the way you're sounding on this podcast is like you hate me. I tolerate Evie. I am so glad to drop you off at grandma daycare. What else? You want to sleep on the couch
Do you
tonight?
want to explain grandma daycare first?
Okay. Yes, I do. Grandma daycare, as Eric's called it, and I've adopted that title. You guys know, for those of you who know, we're living at my mom's house right now, and my mom's house does not have air conditioning. It is broken. It's been broke for a couple of years. And I'm literally dying because it's so hot outside, and it's even hotter inside. It's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. If you want proof, go to my TikTok, okay? There's a TikTok that I say, I'm freaking miserable because it's too hot in here and I can't function. I literally can't eat when I'm too hot. I can't freaking do my work when I'm too hot. I can't edit videos. I can't even think when I'm too hot. I can't even wipe my ass when I'm too hot because the thing is so slippery, like a slip and slide. It's like, shoop.
The ass.
The ass.
Okay.
Anyways, it's too hot. Period.
Jesus, wow.
My grandmother has air conditioning, and my grandmother lives 4 houses down from us. So you bet your ass I'm taking full advantage of Granny's house and going there to reap the benefits of her wonderful air conditioning. So now we've adopted that because Eric won't go to Grandma's house for the air conditioning. He prefers to sweat his balls off in this house.
I've got an Apple display here. I've got to carry my whole setup. I'm going to need the desk. I mean, it's just a whole to-do. What if I want to stop and read a book? I've got to walk back down the street and grab the book. Like, if I want to play guitar, I can just open the case in the room. And it's like, everything's there. Convenience is
Excuse
here.
me, just like the drive-through scenario, prepare before you go to Grandma's house for what you're going to work on for the next 4
So I'm
hours.
going to need a little wagon with my computer screen, my guitar and amp.
I mean, she'd love to have you. But anyways, the point is that Eric wants to stay here at my mom's house, and I desperately need the air conditioning. Because it's either stay here and, enjoy my grandmother not constantly throwing food in my face, or it's go to Grandma's and actually get work done so that I can feel accomplished at the end of the day. And I choose the latter. So hence the name. Eric drops me off at Granny Daycare because I literally go for the day, and then he picks me up at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
I brought you out for lunch today. That was exciting.
Yeah, today we went to the hospital, though.
Actually, there's an ankle update in there.
And you brought me out for lunch. You did nothing of the thing. While I was at the hospital getting my ankle images for my recent MRI and x-rays, they put it on a CD, but you have to go to the hospital to request it and all that jazz. And I need to get second opinions, which, because of COVID, and I understand this, things have been so freaking slow in terms of getting the right tests and getting the results for those tests and then getting the proof and the reports for those tests so that I can send a package to these doctors that will give me a second opinion. It's taking forever. Where was I going with that sentence?
You were slagging me off for taking you out for
Anyways,
lunch.
you did not take me out for lunch. What he did was he dropped me off at the hospital because, okay, I'll give him this.
He's not allowed in.
Yeah, he's not allowed into the hospital. It's really a one-man band, and that's me. I'm the one man. So I go in, I request the CD images, and meanwhile, Eric's like, yo, I'm gonna run to Subway. He gets himself a foot long.
Don't say it like I didn't ask.
He gets himself a foot long. Doesn't even offer me.
What?
Actually, you did ask me.
On my way out.
Yeah, you did.
Did you eat at Grandma Daycare, or do you need a lunch?
But do you think that was going to be enough time? Because now that you're complaining about the drive-thru, the girl was coming to get me. You were on your way out. There's not enough time to think, what do I want from Subway? How can I communicate that and make sure that that's exactly what I want?
Hang on. Is this
Eric?
for you to communicate to me what you want?
Yeah.
again, it's Subway. You know your order.
I don't know
it's
my
like
order.
A 6-inch cold cut on Italian herb and
I'm
cheese.
not
It
like
orders
you.
itself.
I don't live the same day every single day of my life and
Really?
call it a life.
Really?
I like to experiment and adventure and try new things on the menu.
Yeah.
Okay? So when I go to Subway, I look, maybe I want to try teriyaki chicken today.
Maybe
one
ever wants the teriyaki chicken.
Why?
Sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Sweet onion
is the
chicken
worst
teriyaki,
of the subs.
exactly. Now you're just slagging me off for no reason.
It is the worst of the subs. I know that if you went to Subway right now, you'd be getting a cold cut combo.
Just because I got that in the past doesn't mean I'm in the mood for it today. What if I'm in the mood for less meat and a lot of extra sauce? Like a sweet and onion chicken teriyaki. I don't know.
I'd say you're routine enough that I would bank on the cold cut. And now you're just...
Lies.
Next time we go, you're not going to get it just to spite me.
That's not true.
This is the situation.
No, I don't think you know me. If you think that I order the same freaking thing every time, I don't. Unless it's at bubble tea. Okay? Except when you ordered
or
something...
Starbucks. But when... You rotate between two things.
Two drinks, yeah. But when you ordered something different at bubble tea, I wasn't hesitant to try it. I tried it and it was delicious.
When did I order something different?
You ordered that like Oreo cookies thing. It's not an Oreo. It was taro, but it tastes like cookies and cream. But I never had that.
That's my usual.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, I tried that and it was pretty good. So that's the only time I would venture out because I don't want to waste money on something that I might not like. And with ethnic drinks like that or ethnic food even, I'm unsure of whether I will like it or not. And I feel like anything you order at McDonald's, Wendy's, Starbucks, Tim Hortons, all of that is going to be generally safe to say that it's going to all taste the same, right? Mm-hmm. So I prefer trying other people's food instead of adventuring off by buying it myself. So in that case, yes, I stick to the status quo. But for McDonald's, Wendy's, Tim Hortons, Starbucks, any other fast food restaurant that we've gone to, absolutely not. I roll up to the drive-thru window and I try to look at the menu and then I say, tummy, what do you want to eat today? Mouth, what do you want to eat today? And then they communicate with each other and then they decide. Simple as that.
Can mouth communicate your pride about your little TikTok video that's going viral today?
Yeah.
That's some good editing.
You're being the host, but I'm doing a lot of the talking.
The host introduces the concept and the other person addresses the concept. This is how this works.
So are you saying that you did majority of the talking on the last podcast?
I'm saying
and the podcast
talk about
before that?
The TikTok that's going viral?
Yes, guys, I'm super
here.
Happy right now. I haven't really been posting frequently on TikTok, and don't even get me started on my YouTube videos. I have like a 3-week gap. Life got in the way. And anyways, so I decided last night or yesterday while I was at Granny Daycare that I was going to actually edit a TikTok that I've been wanting to edit for a long time, and that is the marathon that Eric and I quote unquote walked, but I stayed in a wheelchair for, which, by the way, sitting in a wheelchair for 5 hours hurts your damn ass, okay? Think about if you were on a plane, a long plane ride, and you're left to do nothing but sit there with turbulence, because trust me, the way Eric was pushing me and the bumpy sidewalk created turbulence. So anyways, I edited that footage into a mini TikTok about not letting dumb shit control your life, basically, or stop you or hold you back, rather. And after an hour, we were at 200 views. After 2 hours, we were at like 2,000 views. After 3 hours, we were at 5,000 views. Then this morning, we woke up and it was 24,000 views. And then by 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, it was at 50,000 views. And then now it's at around 66,000 views. We have 21,000 likes on it. It's blowing the hell up. And all of the comments say something about how Eric is the best boyfriend in the entire
glad
world.
You mentioned it, not me.
The storyline was, hey, I used to be embarrassed about being in a wheelchair, but I didn't let that stop me. And I sat in a wheelchair for 5 hours while my boyfriend pushed me in public for 13 miles. But let's just praise the boyfriend.
Because we already talked about the actual walk, I'm interested in the video itself. I think is really well done because like each time you clip a video, so like the video you clip for TikTok has to be different than the YouTube one because it's a lot more brief and it has to tell the story in less time.
Yeah.
But I just find it crazy that like the amount of people that have watched that video could fill a stadium. Like if you think about it that way, like we just see numbers on a screen, but it kind of it's a bit trippy to think of the fact that like Liverpool Stadium seats 52,000.
Yeah.
And each and every person in that stadium could have watched that video once. Like just visualizing what that looks like.
I think what gets me even more is not the fact that they've watched it, because I don't know how TikTok counts views, but it's the 21,000 people that actually took the time to like it.
Yeah.
And then the almost 100 people that took the time to comment on it.
Yeah.
That's like an extra level.
It's kind of like when the news kind of desensitizes numbers when they talk about an event that happened and it's just a number of people, but it's, I don't know, I think of the amount of people. So if you're doing the likes, I think of the number of people, 20,000 people who have done it. Just it's mind blowing to think of what that would look like as just an arm, and they could be anywhere in the world.
Anywhere.
Like I'm going down a bit of a rabbit hole here now, just mentally tripping myself out. But like there's 20,000 people all around the world have seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah. They've definitely seen it because they liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is going to be the wall.
The next one that's edited in that style is going to be about us painting the wall. But I have like I have 2 food ones that I want to do, which is the Caesar, which is the Canadian Bloody Mary, and the French press coffee. Mm-hmm. So I need to make those.
I think the wall, if done right, definitely has the potential to blow up the same way.
Oh, I think so too. And you know what? I looked up TikTok optimal times for posting on TikTok, and I posted when they said to post, which is 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, sorry. And I also just had this feeling that it was just so good and representative of things I've seen on TikTok that have gone viral. So I kind of knew. I wasn't that surprised when I saw it jump from 200 to 2,000 in an hour.
Where did that idea for the wall come from?
I have no idea.
I feel like it started as you joking about doing the counter, and I said the more reasonable thing would reasonable. Paint your face on a wall is not reasonable. But
is that how it started?
I think.
Do I have to give you the credit?
I'm not asking for it, but you know.
But you're making it known.
We are where we are.
Did we talk about this?
I don't think we have.
I feel like I've mentioned the fact that I was on TikTok once and I saw a guy remodeling a kitchen countertop, and it was so cool. It was like a gross brown countertop standard that he turned into a marble looking countertop by way of like paint. And I just thought it was so cool, and I just kind of wanted to paint my mom's kitchen. But she'd kill me if I did that.
She would?
I think so. Because I don't think it's easy to get, like, those are stained cabinets, right? Okay. So I don't think it's easy to get that stain back if you ruin it with paint. But, like, I'll buy black stain. I'd rather that than friggin' this brown and yellow aesthetic that's going on in the kitchen.
Do you want to talk about her reaction to the painting, or are you keeping that one for the video? Is that a teaser?
I don't know. Well, it's already on Instagram, so I'll say this. If you want to see my mom's reaction before I put it in a YouTube video or a TikTok video, then please go to my Instagram at EvieY and see her reaction on the post of me sitting on the bed with the mural that we painted behind me. It's the last post. You just swipe to the last one and you'll see her reaction. It's so absurd, and it's not at all what I expected her to say.
No.
But it's so good.
Saw that.
It's so good, though. What were you thinking when she said what she said?
I definitely, I mean, I get it, because she's very into art, and I think it was executed well and big enough that it comes across like I still haven't gotten adjusted to walking into that room and seeing this big ass picture of your face on the wall.
Do you love it?
I think it's really cool.
Can we paint it in our own apartment?
I don't think it's big enough. I think that's
big enough.
I think that's bigger than the wall that we have.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you're saying the wall is not big enough.
But I think if we're gonna paint something, we have to paint something else. That's already been done.
That's true.
I don't think Banksy does the same thing twice.
It is a really cool design, though. A lot of people are saying that I should put it on merch.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to touch it up and all that, but yeah, I wish people would commission us to do that because it was fun. The taping the letters part was agonizing, and everybody on the broadcast can attest to that. But the painting part was fun.
Yeah, I think that I think it would have been more helpful on the taping if we had cut them out from the beginning. I think because we started ripping the tape rather than cutting the tape, we had to go with that sort of rough around the edges aesthetic. But I think in the end that's better.
Yeah. Guys, by the way, also on my Instagram post, there's a time lapse of us doing that taping.
I love a time lapse.
If you want to see that, head over to my Instagram, again, at EviewY, EviewHY, to check that out.
That might be the most rewarding part of the whole thing for me. Especially the last part of the time lapse where we started ripping the letters off.
Yeah.
And then it just
you did.
comes in.
I couldn't do it because it was like putting my fingers on a chalkboard. Oh!
Are you doing it again?
I just think about that and it gives me shivers.
We're approaching half hour.
Okay.
I have a way to wrap this up, but do you have any last words before I do?
No, but you're being super transparent about your format instead of just flowing into the next idea.
What's wrong with that?
Just some hosting tips.
It's not hosting tips.
Just some hosting tips.
I think that keeping a structure is vital. I think people knowing what's coming next is important.
But knowing that it's the end, they might click off.
No.
No?
No, the podcasts that I listen to are completely transparent that this is the last question. Any last words? They actually use the words any other business before we do the last question.
Yes, there actually is. We have a sponsor today, and our sponsor is EviewY's poetry book is coming out real soon. I'm trying to hold myself to putting it out this weekend. So follow me on Instagram or Twitter because those are probably the most likely places that you'll find me promoting it. But it's a poetry book all about my love life. Stories from my love life and poems and anecdotes. So it's 7 poems and 7 anecdotes / lessons learned. And I think the stories are really great. And I think that even if you don't like poetry, you'll still enjoy the book for the stories in them. So that's our sponsor for today.
Hosting note, it's a bit narcissistic to sponsor your own show.
Why?
There's this melt called Frank D'Angelo. He's an absolute interesting character.
Okay.
And he runs like a 2 a.m. talk show. He thinks he's like Letterman or Johnny Carson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's his own company. He's like some trust fund kid. Like his parents own some olive oil company.
Yeah.
And they're the only people that sponsor it. So I'm trying to have you not turn into that butte, Frank D'Angelo.
First of all, I think...
So the last question.
No, first of all, I think that you got to be your own biggest fan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do like Kanye does Kanye,
Okay.
and I'm going to support myself.
Okay.
Go get my poetry book when it comes out.
Maybe
Thank you.
This is admin for off air.
Off air?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Okay, I'm going to give you a second chance.
A second chance?
You've brought up the drive-through thing twice now.
I've brought up the drive-through
I brought it up once,
thing.
and you brought it up.
What drive-through thing? You brought up the drive-through thing.
I want you to just give me your order from your favorite drive-through or takeout place as if you're ordering the thing. So I'll give you an example. My favorite is shawarma. So I know whenever I go into the one shawarma place, I go in and I'd like 2 beef shawarmas, everything spicy. And he goes, everything salad?
Okay.
And I say, yes, please. He goes, okay, my friend, go pay.
Okay.
So I want you to do exactly that. How would you order at your favorite drive-thru? Execute the way that we can do
Does it have to be a drive-thru or can it just be takeout?
It can be anything, just practicing so I don't have anxiety next time we do one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chef Chan, order number 2 on the family size.
Hang on, no.
Then we get Shanghai noodles in order of General Tso's chicken.
No.
And in order
Then
of
we
chow
get-
mein.
When you're on the phone and they're like, what can you get? You don't say, then we get. I want you to order like you're on the phone placing the order.
Hi.
And that's how we're going to
Chef
end
Chan?
this.
Hi. Chef Chan? It's Evie calling. Can I place an order? Sure, yeah, no problem. Okay, I would like a number 2 from the family deals. And I'd also like to add General Tso's chicken, one of those, 1 Shanghai noodles, and 1 chow mein with vegetables. Okay, thank you. See you in 40 minutes. Clink. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Order Chef Chan more often. Chinese food is easy for me. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll see you on we'll be in your ears next week.
8.
So subscribe to our podcast. It's available on YouTube. It's also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. So wherever you're listening, and go leave us a rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. All right. Any order of business left?
Can you just do the sound, the yeet?
Yeet.
There we go.
Yeet.
That's it.
Okay, bye.